What's up YouTube? Welcome back. Thanks for watching my videos, checking out my channel, subscribing if you like. Today's going to be just a very relaxed, impromptu video. I'm going to talk about myself a little bit today. Since, this is my channel, I feel like you guys should know a little bit about me. But we're going to take some dabs first. So we'll get that going. Most of you know already, my name is Nathan. I am 19 years old. I live here in Lansing, Michigan. Formerly a student of Michigan State University, but I am taking a bit of a break right now. Just in general, things weren't working out the way that I had hoped they would. So I just decided to take some time off, figure out my priorities, get back on track, and then go back to state instead of wasting a whole bunch of money trying to figure out what the hell I wanted to do. As I'm sure most of you saw in at least one previous video, if not some of the other videos I've posted, I do have a pride flag hanging above my bed, and it's there for a reason. I am gay, living here in Lansing, single for those of you that are watching. It's been an interesting journey because I'm from a very small town on the west coast of Michigan, and my graduating class was 21 kids, and it was a public school, so I kind of lived out in the boondocks. And that part of Michigan, if you're familiar with Michigan at all, is very red when it comes to politics. Almost everyone in my county voted red and was a Republican. And, it was always tough living in the country and living in such a red community. I never felt like I could be myself. I always had to be this person who everyone thought I should be and expected me to be. And I did for a while, and I dated one of my good friend's younger sisters for a while. I thought it was just a phase, and then, kind of my junior, senior year was when I initially started to accept what was going on and get more comfortable with it. And so I told some of my closest friends, hey, I think I'm bisexual, because, I was interested in guys, but I still find women attractive, just not as attractive as I did find men. And I was like, maybe, whatever, I'll just put that out there. It's a safe assumption to have. And that lasted for quite a while, for a couple of years, until I got to college and I made college friends. And, growing up with all these small-minded kids in my community who thought that being gay was wrong, and I even remember that one parent thought that all the gays should be collected and put into a camp and eventually shot, and it was... it was crazy. And there was one other kid in my class who came out. And then, I remember my freshman year of college, I thought, this is a great time for me to start over. Instead of having these old impressions and living through this again and, always living in this world of trying to be someone who I'm not, I think it might have actually been my birthday that I told my college buddies, all these guys, and I thought I had to make this big deal out of it, and I was expecting reactions, and I was like, I guess something I wanted to tell you guys, get off my chest a little bit. And this was early on. This was early October, because that's when my birthday is. And they were like, okay, what's up, what's wrong? And I was like, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm gay. And they're like, is that it? That's all you had to tell us? We thought your grandma had died or something and you were leaving. And I was like, no, and they were like, okay, that's cool, whatever, we don't care. And from then on, I really started to embrace it more and become more comfortable with it. And that's really when I started to, actually kind of start to have a sex life. I shouldn't say that. One dude, and then there was 6-month break before the next one, and it was just... And I remember, because I went to college, and some of my college friends are old high school friends, and I knew that they had this, that they all thought that I was just bisexual. And I remember we were in the car one time. I remember the exact intersection, and exactly, I don't know why it was so memorable. It was just so funny. I had texted a friend the exact same, who goes to school in Chicago, the exact same thing as I was about to tell my friends now. And I'm like, hey guys, and they're like, yeah? I said, you remember how like a year and a half ago or so I told you that I was bisexual? And they were like, yeah, what's up? Like, blah, blah, whatever, I don't know, just make a conversation about it. I was like, you know, I think I'm a full-blown homo. And they all just started laughing, and I was just like, I don't know why I said it like that. I guess just to make a joke out of it, too, to make everyone more comfortable. My one friend, whose sister I dated, and she and I go through rough patches of liking each other and not liking each other. Apparently she told one of my other friends that she thought I was just doing it for attention. So that kind of pissed me off for a while. I didn't really talk to her for a while. And it wasn't until the spring semester of my freshman year that I told my dad. And my parents are divorced. They divorced when I was young. See my dad every once in a while, but, you know, lived with mom until I graduated high school and then went to college. And that's a whole nother story. Mom's remarried, dad has a girlfriend, so dad and his girlfriend come up on a Sunday to take me out for lunch and just see me and, you know, see what's going on, because they were only an hour away. I had gone out the night before, and I had forgotten that this was happening. Well, they called me when they were 5 minutes away, so I didn't have time to shower. I had enough time to, like, brush my teeth, run outside for, like, to like, smoke a quick cigarette before they got there, and, like, try and scrub the X's off my hands, but I couldn't, and they were still visible. So I walked out to the car and got in the car, and, you know, my dad was like, so did you have a good night out last night? I saw you have X's on the back of your hands. So I was like, yeah, we went out, you know, to the club, we went out dancing. My dad starts asking, he's like, so have you met anybody, any girls, any interested in any girls, any love life, any, you know, anything like that? And, you know, specifically asking about girls, and I was like, yeah, no, girls aren't really my thing, and just kind of casually, like, played it off as, like, I was more focused on doing school or whatever, I think. I don't really know. That's what I thought I was doing, but I guess I wasn't. And, you know, my dad was kind of like, okay, like, I think he kind of knew what was going on. And so then, you know, we had our lunch, no biggie, nothing else like that came up. And then we left, and they dropped me off, and, you know, the whole time I'd been trying to, like, get the balls to be like, I went out to a gay club last night with my gay friends, like, I'm gay, and kind of be like that. And I didn't, and I'm kind of disappointed in myself because I didn't, but I remember I got back up to my room, and I only lived on the second floor, so it was only minutes later that I immediately felt guilty, and I got on my phone, and I texted my dad, and I was like, just so we're clear, it was a gay bar, it was a gay club, like, I'm gay. And he was like, okay, thanks for telling me, be safe, love you. And that was good. But my dad's very, like, laid back, low key, not really much to worry about him. My mother, on the other hand, is an interesting story. I made this multiple post, like, explanation about how I was never going to back down from my views, and I won't. At the time, it seemed like a good idea, but now, looking back, I did delete them because they were really bad. I just sounded like a whiny little bitch at the now that I look back on it, and it was really dumb of me to post. My mom messaged me on Facebook because she saw the post, and she was like, what do you mean? Or I said something about being non-religious and non-straight or something, and she was like, what do you mean by that? And I was like, well, what do you think, Mom? Like, and she was like, in all lower cases, I miss you, ... we should talk soon. And she and I had been arguing before, we got into this over Facebook Messenger. And I was just like, I don't want to talk about this right now. So she tried to call me for a couple days after that, and I didn't answer because she would always happen to call me at work or while I was studying for class, and I always had an excuse as to why I didn't have to answer the phone. And eventually I talked to her, and she acted like nothing was wrong. It just started to, like, dig at me for a while. It was late at night and I had a lot of caffeine, and so I was really about it, and so I wrote this whole long post about like, any of you that don't agree with my lifestyle can just go ahead and unfriend me because I don't need this negativity. Just know that I don't think any differently about you. You're allowed to have your own opinions and your own lifestyle choices, and if you choose to not have my lifestyle in your life, that's perfectly fine. Like, you know, the people I saw in my everyday life knew, and, you know, a couple of people here and there back home knew, but it wasn't like widespread public information. And for those of you that are watching that might be going through this yourselves, for me at least, getting it publicly known takes an amazing amount of stress and weight off of you. Like, it felt like I could be more of who I wanted to be than who I needed to be around people. You know, I always felt like I had to be the guy's guy around family, and, you know, I had to talk about girls and women that were hot and attractive, and, you know, oh, that girl this, and blah, 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 blah. And because I have some family added on Facebook, not a lot, and, you know, it just felt good to kind of get that out there, and that way it wouldn't have to be a million different side conversations about it. It was more of just if you're on Facebook, there it is, you know, and I knew people were going to talk to each other, and family members would probably talk to each other, and I knew it would eventually get around more, and it just made me feel so much better about myself. And at that point, I knew that my mom would find out, because she always hounds on me about how I shouldn't be posting certain things on Facebook, or she'll comment on my political posts and be like, you really shouldn't have this on Facebook. And anyways, I knew she would see it. For the rest of the week, she acted like nothing was wrong. And I was talking to my brother one of those days, and apparently she had gone to him one night and started talking shit about me, about how, you know, she didn't think it was appropriate that I was posting it on Facebook, and that she doesn't think that everyone should know, I guess, and just all this shit. And I don't know, and that really bothered me when he told me that, because it's like, if you have an issue with me, talk to me about it. And we haven't talked about it, and I know she knows, and I would just appreciate some recognition from her that she knows. You know, now that I think about it, I should go back and see if she liked the post. She doesn't like much of my stuff anyways, so I don't know why she would have done that. We'll see. I'm super stoned right now. I'm sorry. I'm like playing with this paintbrush with my feet. I don't know. It's weird. The lack of acknowledgement, I think, from my mother, as much as I disagree with her, and she and I don't necessarily get along all of the time, I think part of that lack of validation from her bothers me a lot. And you know, I've never been in a serious relationship before. Not quite comfortable with myself enough to be able to be in a relationship with another person, because I don't have this validation. Holy shit. You guys get to see a different side of me. I need to smoke more. Okay. That got really deep and really serious, kind of really fast. You guys got to see a special side of me that does not happen often. I don't know exactly why it went that far, but you know, who knows. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking through. I will have more videos to come in the future. Check out some of my other ones. Give this one a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and tell me what you want to see. Check below for Vine, MASSROOTS, probably Twitter, and more to come. All of that down below. Thanks for watching.